So I walked the child, I'm like, yeah, man, what y'all boys got up? Man, like, man, when you out date? When you out date? When you out date? When you out date? And when they asked me what's my out date, man, I got natural life. I'm the only guy with natural life. When I seen somebody lose their life, dog, over what was theirs, then at that moment, it was a whole nother level of it. Because yeah, I can get up, I can go to sleep, I can go to the library, right? But on Thursday, though, I could get up and go through that. I can bump dog, and then dog and them can get up on something before me, and then where we at with it, you know? So yeah, that was 8 months in, and it ain't do nothing but get a little bit more rocky before it got better.
Wait, so were you based in, did you do your time in Michigan?
Yeah, I was in Michigan, all across Michigan.
Yeah. So how many different prisons were you moved to throughout your bid?
So from actual physical prisons to prisons, like 31 or 32.
31?
Yeah, but inside the prison, ain't no telling. Ain't no telling inside the actual institutions, because you know, they take you to level 4 custody level, you do so much time. They take you down to level 2, you move back and forth. Back then we had level 3s, so you moving back, you in the hole, you know, you back into the level 4, or you work your way back down. And sometimes I might be at a prison for 4 months, maybe a month and a half. I've been at some I've been at 3 years. You know, I think as long as I made it was like 3 years. Longest I ever made a ticket free was almost 3 years. Yeah, that's the longest I ever made a ticket free. Like I was trying, because I wanted to see what it was like when people was telling me about how they was ticket free. So I was trying, and you know, but.
So were you, once you got into that life, were you a hothead to a certain extent? I know you mentioned like getting into different altercations. Did you have like a point to prove or something?
Point to prove? No, we sweet brothers 244. Point to prove? No, it ain't about a point to prove. Shit, you gotta survive. This the reality, right? This is my reality anyway. It took a minute for me to accept the fact that I could possibly die in prison for a crime I didn't commit. But that took a minute, because it was always, yeah, they gonna disappeal, 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 disappeal. And then one day, I said, damn, dog, you got a lot of appealing going on.
Yeah.
And you ain't getting nowhere, bro. You know? And a partner of mine told me this one day. I used to be walking the child, kicking with these different guys. And he was like, man, you know what's gonna happen? I said, man, what's gonna happen? He said, man, you're gonna wake up 20 years from now and it's gonna be like your first day. He said, you went around here, you walking the child, you talking to these Twinkie dudes. He said, man, these niggas reindeers. He said, and guess what? They gonna frolic and they gonna play, and then 20 years from now, they gonna get forced out of here. And 20 years from now, it's gonna be like your first day. I think this stuff dog saying makes sense. You hear me? So I walked the child, I'm like, yeah, man, what y'all boys got up? Man, like, man, when you out date? When you out date? When you out date? When you out date? And when they asked me what's my out date, man, I got natural life. I'm the only guy with natural life. So at that moment, it was like, okay, all right, all these boys going home. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna go home too.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, you gotta groove, dog. If you in that money, you ain't grooving, you ain't got no store, you ain't got no bunch of people looking out for you, because it wasn't nearly as expensive then as it is now. Back then, bro, you get a tuna fish about 79, 80 cents. Tuna fish now like $4.54. Mayonnaise about $7, $8 right now. See? So for a lot of them people, having that experience, I was having that experience with them. You know, cause my phone pop all day. They call me all day, all day, all day.
Yeah.
My peoples. I feel them.
Was there ever a point where you accepted it?
Accepted it?
Not necessarily. I know you said you thought about like, dang, I may one day actually die in here, but actually accepted like, I'm gonna just stop fighting.
No, not on time like that. No, hell no, cause shit. If you get socked, you get punched, you get hit, right? If you don't get back up, bro, or figure out how to duck the blow, then that's gonna be on you. Can't blame that on nobody else. So with me, like getting hit by the system, I had to figure out a way to make the system work. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, live every day to the fullest. Man, I used to tell, man, I got guys that tell you, man, I used to tell them all the time, man, they be like, man, X, Y, and Z. I said, yeah, we living a movie. Cause I knew we was making a movie. I was in prison for something I ain't do. We in this mother handling a heck of a contraband, bro. Like, we figuring it out. We paying bills. We taking care of lawyers. We looking out for each other. You hear me? Like, we doing what we do.
Yeah.
And when people see this, they gonna know I ain't lying. There's some people out here that's really making serious moves out here in society. And we was in that place together. And they gonna say, oh, dog, he ain't lying. He ain't lying. Like,
yeah. So how did it get to the point where, I mean, obviously you free now, you had natural life after serving, you said pretty much 27 years.
Yeah.
Like, how did it get up to that point?
oh, how did somebody find out that I existed? From screaming, bro. Like, so one day, man, I was at this prison called Lapeer, right? I rolled in, man, and this dude named, it was either Cardinal or Darnell Bates, two twins. One of them was like, man, Butter, oh, I've been looking for you. And like, his people had monies, they owned a black-owned funeral home. And he got these weird mannerisms, like, so he go to his file folder, and he pull out a piece of paper. And he give me the paper, and it was a story wrote on the internet by a dude by the name of Lucino Hamilton. And with Lucino Hamilton, I found out that he was locked up just like me. And the same thing that happened to him had happened to me. So through other research, guess what I started finding out? That it was other people like us. So once I found out Bernard Howard existed, Ramon Ward existed, and then it gave me a measuring stone, a barometer to be like, hey y'all, look, I ain't do nothing. And these guys ain't do nothing either. They are part of the same thing that's crapped us out, right? So back to it, I'm writing letters to any and everybody that I can, anybody and everybody that I can. And I had did a guy a favor, and be put on the floor. I gave a guy a brief, right? So I gave a guy a brief. This brief cost me a lot of money, bro. I'm telling you, I wasn't faking in there, dog. I was doing some stuff all across the state, man. And everywhere they sent me, I did it. And it was more or less like, I gotta figure out how to get up out of here and take money, because that's all people always tell you. Man, you need money. Man, you need money. And I keep in mind, I'm a guy telling them, like, you need connections, you need friends, you need to build relationships, right? But in my head, I'm getting money though. You understand? So I can tell them you don't need money. They don't know, because they don't know, because some things you gotta keep it. It's all close to the chest. So when we talk about, man, you need money, and I'm like, man, shoot, I'm getting money. You need more than money, bro. You need connections, you need relationships, you need people on the front line, you need people to go out there and get active and get out and get yours for you when you can't get out there and get it for yourself. You understand? So I wrote this lady named Claudia Whitman from NCAN. She wrote me back like, well, I got other cases like this. And what I was saying was, I had gave this guy my brief, bro. I got a crime lab issue. And the issue was about, okay, so anyway, they said they found a spent shell casing in my mother's home. They said they found 2 spent shell casings at, just down by the scene. But none of it matched the deceased.